There's a lot of similarities between Islam and Christianity.
Well, this is what I'm curious about.
So I'll tell you the similarities, yeah.
The Bible it's my daily thing. I read that all the time, but the Quran, I've never read it. And so I wouldn't even know how to talk to you yet.
Absolutely.
So I want to read it.
Absolutely.
To know how.
It's a very important thing, yeah. For us to study different people's religion, to understand where they're coming from, to understand their point of view, to understand them better, right? That's why I read the Bible, so I can understand the Christians better, where they're coming from, etc., right? So there's a lot of commonalities between Islam and Christianity. The first is we believe in a lot of similar prophets. Abraham, Noah, Adam, Jesus, Moses, believe in similar prophets, right? The second thing is we believe in the virgin birth of Jesus. We believe Jesus was miraculously born. He didn't have a father. So Muslims believe, right? We believe he was a prophet of God. We believe he was the Messiah. We believe that Mary was a righteous woman, right? So we don't believe she was an evil woman like the Jews would say about her, and she was adulteress and all of that, right? We don't believe in that. We believe she was a righteous woman, right? And we believe that God sends revelations to different nations. So God sends revelations to the Jews at a specific time, and God sends revelation, different times to different people, right? So far, all of these are commonalities between Muslims and Christians, right? The Quran speaks very highly of marriage. Chapter 19 is all about, it's called Maryam. It's about Mary, and the story is there, and the birth of Jesus is there, and even there are miracles in the Quran for Jesus that are not in the Bible. Like, for example, we believe that Jesus spoke when he was in the cradle. Now, this is a miracle. We believe he literally spoke. But I'll tell you why this miracle makes so much sense. Do you know why this miracle makes so much sense? Because there was a law for the Jewish people. Adultery equals what? Punishment for death. Stoning to death. That was the law in the Old Testament, right? So, when Mary gave birth, she came with a child. How can she prove she's not an adulteress? If Jesus himself spoke as a miracle and dignified his mother and showed that she is not, this is something that will protect his mother from being punished. But from a Christian point of view, how can I justify that Mary was not punished? How can you justify that? There is no logical explanation, right? Because they used to punish the people who commit adultery. There was no, right? If you commit adultery, you're punished. So this miracle that is mentioned in the Quran, it's not only something that gives more praise to Jesus, because there's a miracle, but also makes a lot of rational sense to why his mother was not punished or no one did anything to her, right? Now, there are differences as well. So now we talk about similarities, we talk about the differences. Christianity, do you believe in the Trinity?
Yes.
You believe in the Trinity, you as well, right? So that's the difference between Islam, Muslims and Christians. Muslims say the Trinity is a concept that is not in the Bible, and we say that the Trinity came later on, 400 years after Jesus. We say if you go to the Old Testament and you look at the prophets and messengers, none of them preached Trinity. Abraham did not preach Trinity, Noah did not preach Trinity, Solomon did not preach, David did not. None of the prophets in the Old Testament preached Trinity, right? That's what Muslims would say. So we say, that's why we would disagree with it. We say God is just one. We don't say God is 3 in 1 or 4 in 1. Another disagreement is that we say that Jesus, we don't believe someone dies for anyone's sins. We don't believe Jesus died, he didn't die at all, and we don't believe he died for anyone's sin. That's a Muslim belief, right? So we say is...
Sorry, clarify that.
I'll clarify.
You don't believe he died at all?
We don't believe he died. We believe God took him up, right? Okay. So you believe in the end there was ascension. Okay, you believe the ascension as well. We believe in the ascension, but we don't believe there's a death before the ascension. It's a difference, right? Because we believe if you are a messenger of God, God protects you. By the way, the Bible says the same. If you read the Psalms chapter 91, it's a song about Jesus. Matthew quotes it and it says it's about Jesus. In that song, it says that God will protect Jesus. He will not be bruised. He will not bleed. No evil will happen to him. God will send angels to protect him. So we believe God protected Jesus. God will not allow his messenger to be stripped naked on a cross and be punished. We don't believe in that. And we definitely would not believe that will happen for you and me, because that's not just. If you do evil, why is Jesus punished for what I do? If he does evil, that's not just. I'm the one who did evil. I should be accountable.
Grace means when you don't deserve it. So of course it's not just.
So if I go, okay, let me explain this part what you said, and you tell me what you think, right? If I go and do some evil thing over there, whatever evil thing, right? Police comes and they take you, and they want to they punish you for the crime I did, right? and you say, no, I don't want to be punished. And I say to you, that's grace, my brother. You should be punished for what I did. What would you say?
Yeah, well, that's different because
Tell me what's the difference.
Because I didn't choose. If I chose to step in with you, that's
Excellent. So did Jesus want to die on the cross?
I believe so.
So when he said in Matthew 26, he prayed the whole night crying, said,
Yes.
Father, take this
away.
cup away from me. And then when he didn't want to die, he was crying, he was begging.
But if he was God, he could have stopped there at any moment. He chose not to.
No, but we still have to prove that he's God, right? That's a different topic, right? Because the Bible is not clear that he is God. But Jesus never claims that I am God in the Bible, right? But I'm saying, regardless whether he was God or not, he didn't want it. And if he didn't want it, then it's not just for you to put the punishment of someone else on him. That's the argument I was making. It has nothing to do with him being God or not. Do you agree with me? It's not just for them to punish you for what I did. I say, okay, it's grace, he should be punished because of me. They would say to you, no, my friend, that doesn't work. It's a law. You made the crime, you're the one who will be punished for the crime. That's what the people would say to me, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the Bible says the same thing, by the way. If you read Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 19 to 20, it says the one who sinned shall die. So the punishment is for the one who commits the sin. And then it says the father shall not bear the iniquity of the son, and the son shall not bear the iniquity of the father. The righteousness of the right will be accounted to him, and the evilness of the evil person will be accounted to him. Which means this verse goes against this idea that you put the sins of someone on someone else. Because you did the wrong, according to the Bible, you should be accountable for it. That's why Muslims say that's something that was added later on. You want to say something? Yeah?
I don't know the Bible that well, but I'm sure there's verses, and it's talking about the old laws. It says like you live.
That's what
you
Paul
live
says.
By law, you live by grace. Meaning like.
Yes, Paul says that. But let me ask you this question. Who gave Paul authority to do anything? Paul came 100 years after Jesus. Do you know that? Paul never...
I have issues with Paul myself.
Good, excellent. By the way, the disciples had issues with Paul.
I know
In Acts chapter 17 and 21, they were
Didn't
arguing
meet
with him, yeah.
Didn't meet them for 14 years.
Why? I'll tell you, he lied to them. Straight to their face. Because what he just said... Sorry? No. We don't have anything that says Paul is a prophet at all. We have an issue with Paul, because he changed everything. He's the one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because who is he to come after?
Yeah. Do you know? Can I tell you what he did? He said, I was going on my road to Damascus. Imagine, I was going to my road to Tesco, and Jesus appeared to me. He said, Jesus appeared to him, and then he said, Paul, do this and this and that. And he says, that's the evidence. But anyone can do that. Anyone can say, I'm walking on my way. I saw Jesus, and he says it's okay to do this now, and it's okay not to do that now, right? It's not evidence. So we have an issue with Paul, especially that I said to you, it's clear in the Bible that he lied. You said the law, you don't need to follow the law anymore. Paul was going to the Jews, and he was saying to the Jews, you do not need to follow the law anymore.
Yes, actually, Jesus says, I have not come to take away the law.
Excellent. So Matthew, what he just quoted, is the most important thing, which is in Matthew. Right? This hits everything on the nail. Jesus says, I did not come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have come to fulfill.
Fulfill it, yeah.
Then he says, not a single drop, not a single tittle will be dropped of the law. If you break a single drop of the law, you will not enter. You shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. Yeah. If you break the single little bit of the law, you shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. And then he says, unless your righteousness exceeds the righteous, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. So he is there making a very clear point, right? That you need to follow the law. In Matthew, he's making a clear claim there.
Yes.
You need to follow the law.
But I don't think Jesus believed that the Pharisees were righteous.
Yeah,
He didn't.
absolutely.
He says,
I agree with you.
whitewashed tombs.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
None of you are actually
Absolutely.
righteous as you.
They had a problem, right? They had the works, they didn't have the faith. Correct belief, the correct action, the correct morals, they didn't have. They had the works only. So the works did not save them. So Jesus' point is, you cannot only be like the Pharisees, you have to exceed the Pharisees. Not just the works, you have to have the faith as well. Right? That's something we agree with. That's why James said faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's
Show me
making...
your faith.
Yes.
That works.
Absolutely, right? So he's making a claim you need both. Both of them have to go hand in hand. And this is the Islamic teaching. This is the Islamic teaching, that both of them can go together. But let me ask you this, right? Because this idea of the Trinity and this idea of Jesus being God, where is it in the Bible? Where does it come from?